40% shooter from three, and look for her to get those in transition if Maryland gets the pace of play controlled.
Well, Maryland is feeling very good after breaking out of a...
To this day, especially on a day like today.
Absolutely. Our officials today, Mike Forsberg, Roy Golbion, and Lisa Jones, and we are underway. The road team, Maryland, coming away with the tip. They are in the all pinks to celebrate Kay Yao and breast cancer awareness. Nebraska in the home whites right inside. They go. And it's Izzy Ozzy Mamadou with the first bucket.
Yeah, nice structure there offensively for Maryland to get that ball right inside.
And a quick answer. Callan Hake, the sharpshooter senior guard, getting the home team on the board.
Well, that's what this game is going to be. It's going to be a battle of the inside and the outside, and also of pace. So you saw Maryland strike in the paint, and now you see transition threes going up and in for Nebraska. It's a little matchup zone here by the home team.
In the corner, open is the freshman Addie Mack. It goes long, and Maryland has the offensive rebound, something they are very good at.
Absolutely. Brenda Freeze told us as much. We want to maximize possessions. That's how we can control Nebraska's pace of play.
Nearly a second one, but ripped away, and Britt Prince has it. Open inside, Hargrove couldn't handle it, getting her fourth start in a row. Amaya Hargrove, the 6'2 sophomore, she has been on a tear.
She has been magnificent in terms of her consistency, and that's what all coaches want to see. Can you do it on Monday and Tuesday? How about Thursday, Friday, Saturday, all the days? But you have to be able to bring your hard hat every single day.
What a pick and roll perfection, and Izzy Ozzy Mamadou with the bucket on the assist from Garzone.
Yeah. Garzone, she is so good at seeing the floor, and that's something that Brenda Freeze was mesmerized by. She said, you know what? Everyone talks about her three-point shooting prowess, as I did in the open, but she can make plays. 3 assists per contest.
Oh, and this is what Flau'jae does. The rip at midcourt and the easy bucket.
Yeah, she knifed that cut right there. 2 steals a game for Akanawa. She is just so incredibly excellent in terms of her anticipation skills in the ball line.
This time the Huskers break the press. Hake has it into the lane. Looking to pop it inside, but cannot connect with Petrie.
See Maryland trying to establish the interior. 4 out, 1 in set offensively against this zone, but what they've been able to do well is get a piece of the paint. You see Akanawa trying to survey where and when to attack it. Shrink that defense down, get them in rotation.
Their zone had it, flips it inside, and now the open bucket won't drop. Akanawa has it, and she flips it up and in. A 6-0 run for the road team.
Yeah, all 3 buckets for Maryland have come inside the painted area, and they've done it in 3 different ways. So,
oh, and another rip. Akanawa active, looking to go coast to coast, leaves it short. And then the hustle play from Jessica Petrie to come and take that board away.
Flau'jae Akanawa, she is a stalwart defensively, getting right into the passing lane, deflecting it ahead, and an easy smooch off the window for an easy deuce in the open floor, and that's what Maryland wants to do. They've got to get things going and get things started defensively.
Brenda Freeze in her 24th season as Maryland's head coach. She is one of the best that has ever done it. 625 wins, 2-time National Coach of the Year, and of course, the national championship that she won at your alma mater back in 2006.
Yeah, I mean, it was an incredible run that year, but she's been able to really put all the puzzle pieces together over the course of her career on the sidelines for the Terps.
Weren't you just talking about consistency?
Absolutely.
For a player, well, her as a coach, the definition, the turnover. Gives it back to Nebraska. Britt Prince, the high baseline jumper, too strong. And Maryland has it.
And Britt Prince, again, leading the team in scoring, top 10 in scoring in the Big Ten. That one just off the mark. She's seen a lot of different defensive schemes. She told us that after shoot-around. She said, I've seen just about everything. And we were asking her about what she was going to anticipate seeing from Maryland on that side.
3 seconds in the key. Nebraska gets the stop that they were looking for, down 8-3 here to start this one. Amy Williams in her 10th season at her alma mater, 174 wins. 1998 alum, and has led Nebraska to the NCAA tournament 4 times, looking for their 3rd straight trip to the dance this season, and they are in position with 16 wins. And number 24 in the net is her daughter, Kennedy Williams. Laying it off for Hargrove, and she gets fouled in the act and will have a couple of free throws.
Yeah, once they cleared out of the scrum there and got that 50-50 opportunity, they were able to push pace, and that's what Nebraska wants to do. Open floor, Kennedy Williams sends it over. Hargrove gets a piece of the hip of Garzone, and that's who we said we wanted to see that secondary matchup in that starting group for both teams. But Hargrove, she's been magnificent in terms of her ability to score the basketball. And a couple times this season, she's been able to score over 30 points.
Yeah, we talked to her at shoot-around today, and she said, I'm going to do whatever my team needs. I want to be the spark. I always play hard. And she really can talk the game. Very intelligent player for a sophomore.
Yeah, basketball IQ through the roof. You see the zone here by Nebraska, but I mean, she's a 2-time player of the year in Nebraska. So she has a lot of pride wearing that across her chest on the collegiate level.
Deep 3 from Rainey Wilson. Another offensive rebound, this time from Mira McLean onto the floor.
And those long rebounds, the guards better be ready to put a body on, and that's what Amy Williams calls that rebounding down. Those guards need to get down into the paint and try to get those boards. And Maryland's just going to continue to get possessions like right now.
They just hunt the basketball off of the rim. They're one of the best offensive rebounding teams in the Big Ten. And when you think you've done your job defensively, not if you don't grab that defensive board.
Yeah, defense ends when you get the glass work completed, and that starts with finding a body, especially on those long shots. Maryland taking a couple threes here against the zone. And those long rebounds come way out. And if you're ball watching, you're not going to get the ball.
Traveling is the violation called against Maryland, so Nebraska will have it. 5 offensive rebounds already for Maryland, 0 for the Huskers.
Yeah, you can't watch the basketball. You got to watch a body, right? Watch the body and then turn and maintain your contact there on the box outs. You got to check off.
A beautiful backdoor. Prince hits Haig. It doesn't finish, but cleaning it up. The first O board is a big one. Petra Bojan, the 6'3 sophomore out of Croatia, putting it in.
Yeah, had to have that. Caught it high, kept it high, and got that second chance bucket to fall in traffic.
Akanawa, that was nothing but net from long range.
And she is just so flat out tough. She had 23 points in the game against Michigan State, and Maryland had lost 4 games in a row going into that Michigan State game, and Brenda Free said, hey, we're not going to watch that Oregon film. We're going to show some successful games like early in the season when they played well against Kentucky. We're going to show them a couple positive things that they've done, and boy, they came out of the gates on the road at Michigan State and got the job done.
Maryland has some dynamic athletes. They can push tempo. Walker is one of a ball in her hands. Spinning is denied and stripped. Williams comes away with it.
Yeah, Walker just a little bit too loose with the basketball there. Can't put the ball down too many times. That defense is going to commit to you and take it away.
Looking for the high-low look, didn't have enough on it. Muffin was inside. Nebraska hustling back. 5.2 a game, and she is off to a great start. She has scored 7 points in a row for the Terrapins. Ball in her hands right now.
Well, Maryland only gives up 62 points per game, and a lot of that is due to the head of the snake defensively in Akanawa.
Amadou takes it outside. Their zone has it, gives it to Mack, hits the front rim, and bounces right to Akanawa. She's got 9 in a row.
She is a machine right now. I mean, she is a magnet to the basketball like bees to honey. She's just exactly where she needs to be in every aspect of the game.
She's bees to honey. She's frogs on a lily pad.
Man.
She is everywhere today.
She is getting it done.
It's a mop and ball in her hand. Gets it poked free. Who's got it? Akanawa.
And now they can reorganize here in the quarter court, just trying to dissect.
Garzone has a clean look, and that is well within her range. She has hit 66 threes for Maryland this season.
Yeah, take a look. Here's Okonova right there at the nail extended. And now the shot goes up. Look at her. As soon as the ball is in the air, she knows exactly when and where to go to snatch that thing down and finish. I love the energy, but it's the early work on the glass that gets the job done, especially from the perimeter, when you can time it out and clock it and go in and get it.
And as a point guard, defensively, most of the time, you're getting back.
Right.
To take away transition, Okonova puts so much pressure on Addie Mack, the freshman, because she's got to box out at the top.
Yeah.
And an offensive foul whistled. Colin Hake able to draw the contact. That'll go down as a turnover.
Yeah, it's the Heisman Trophy lead-in there to the collarbone. They got her that call. Brenda Fries didn't like that one. Okonova was incredulous with it as well, but you can't extend with contact, right? And displace the defender who was in legal guarding position.
A big development in this one. She has got 9 of the 13 Maryland points, just her first personal, but she will get a breather in Nebraska. Right away, hits the jumper, Logan Nisley, the 6-foot junior guard out of North Dakota.
Yeah, a great read right there off the pin down on the strong side. Was able to get her feet right and get that shot up and in from the nail.
3-second violation.
Second 3-second violation against Maryland.
Yeah, they were trying for that two-player action, but when you see that not materializing quickly enough, you got to get both feet out, right? If one foot is up in the air, that still counts as the foot being in. You got to have both feet clear of the painted area, or that's a 3-second violation. But you got to get out.
Somebody looking like a flamingo down there on one foot.
I want to talk about those flamingos with me. They tried to chase me one time. It was a bad deal.
Good slice inside, drawing contact. Is Emily Fisher, the 6-foot junior guard, transferred in from Maryland. So,
yeah, take a look right here. The 1-2 step, and then a little too egregious with the body contact. There's no restricted area. That little halo markation on the court does not count in women's basketball, but are you established? And the defense was there. Arizona was able to take the hit.
When whistled against Emily Fisher, her first personal.
See Maryland trying to set some screens on the weak side of that zone, but they got to reverse it to be able to attack that action.
And Wilson off the mark. Looking for back-to-back jumpers, and Logan Nisley drills it. And that's a 3 ball, and Nebraska within 2.
Top 10 in Nebraska with those threes.
Boy, poking that one away was Nisley, and it led to the errant layup. Here's Williams, bit out of control, hits the rim. And then we have a whistle down low.
Nisley has come in and made her presence felt on both sides, this time getting great rebounding positioning, and now you can get the push-ahead pass up and in. Really great job by Nebraska.
Now you gotta love that if you're Logan Nisley. Nobody around her as she caught that in transition. And Nebraska can flat out shoot it 37 as a team. Saylor Poffenbarger can shoot it. That 3 off the mark. And a tussle winds up in a jump possession. Will go back to Nebraska.
Saylor Poffenbarger has a lot of family members here, we were told. So her mom played at Missouri. She's here. Her grandmother played at Maryland. So she has a lot of ties. Apparently a lot of people are here to cheer her on.
Now, her mom grew up here in Lincoln, Nebraska. And so she's got aunties and uncles that live here. She said she's got a little niece that's 18 months old that she got to visit and see.
Cute.
I said, did she call you auntie? She's like, nah, she can't really talk yet, but she loves me.
She will, she will. Cuties.
That's fun. As a senior, with your last chance to go play in your mom's hometown.
Yeah.
Ball reversal ends up in a 3 from Hake. Too strong. Maryland will push. This is McLean. Good footwork, spinning all the way to the rim for 2.
I mean, she is just an understated player. I don't think she gets talked about enough coming in off the bench for Maryland. I mean, her ability to defend, yes, but also her ability to score in that way with great footwork, to your point.
So now Addie Mack, the freshman, with a tough check on Britt Prince, who's been quiet so far in this one.
Yeah, she's missed her only shot she's attempted in this game. 0 points for Prince.
Nisley up and under, hits the front rim. Maryland will take it and just eat the last possession.
In the rear view mirror, you are thinking about it, obviously, but your focus is on how can we be great today, and that's what Amy Williams told us. The task at hand for today's game and how we execute that, and they're getting it done on this possession with defense.
Jessica Petrie takes it away out of the timeout for the quarter break. Nebraska wants to get Britt Prince cooking. Prince held scoreless in the first. She averages 18 a game. She had just one shot.
First team foul in the second quarter.
And she is a dynamic shooter. 55% from the floor, 49% from deep, and 93% from the line. She is money from anywhere.
Yeah, no question. She joined the top 10 list of women's basketball players for the Nancy Lieberman Point Guard of the Year in the mid-season top 10.
And a nice take, straight line for Jessica Petrie, the 6'2" Australian out of Gold Coast.
See if they can get Britt Prince going on the other side. I mean, I know they're right there in a one-possession game right now, but boy, if she can make an impact offensively, that could soften things and make it a little easier.
Ottawa rips it out of the trap, and it leads to the open three for Saylor Poffenbarger.
Now that corner pocket, that's a long run closeout, and she has the ability, if you get there on time, she can rip and go and attack that because it's a cross match because of the perimeter player coming out to close on the 6'2" Poffenbarger.
Down low, Haig trying to feed it inside to Petrie. A little bit too much on that pass.
Well, this is what makes Saylor Poffenbarger so tough to guard. You have Britt Prince coming to close out on that, a long run contest. But in that Michigan State game, she came up huge. She was 3 of 7 from range in that one and really made a solid impact. She did a tremendous job, just about 16% from 3. 6 games before that, so she did a tremendous job of correcting herself from the three-point line, and that one, they needed that.
The ebbs and flows of a shooter's season, trying to go back-to-back triples. That one is short. Britt Prince has it. And Mack comes to meet her, flips it inside to Petrie, and that one is deflected out of bounds.
Check in for the Huskers, number 1.
Just trying to get some movement. You see Nebraska, they'd love to set some screens and get players loose, and that's what they were working on this morning. Trying to execute, especially on these out-of-bounds underplays. They like to go to Prince. You see Okonowa taking Prince and that touch away that they like to get as an entry point on that out-of-bounds underplay.
Navigated the screen well, and it winds up with a contested shot for Petrie. Maryland's defense, good possession. Gerzone from deep, rattling out, but the offensive board. Mamadou has it, flips it to Okonowa. Poffenbarger, feet set, and that is true. Another 3-ball and a 6-0 Maryland run.
Yeah, you love to see the patience there by Maryland. They didn't throw up a shot. You know, when they got that offensive rebound, stayed calculated, and boiled it down to a great one from 3.
Mack loses her footing. Nisley had an open look, wouldn't drop. Now a fight for the ball, and Gerzone comes away with it. She will push. Mack, 2 feet in the paint, lifts up, cans it.
That's what you want to do, pierce the paint, and Maryland's done a tremendous job of that in this first half.
Nisley tells Petrie to come get her a screen. Another fade. And attacking off the dribble is Haley Weaver.
Well, Maryland right now, they have a 14-6 advantage in paint points, but they also have some paint threes that have gone down. Poffenbarger right there, splashing another one down, hugging the net on that triple try. She's knocked in 2 of them so far. 2 of 4 for 6 points for Saylor.
Nisley from the corner, the rainbow 3 touched nothing but nylon. Maryland looking to push. Iziazi Mamadou with the left hand. Hits the bottom of the room, grab her own miss, no good, but contact made, and she will have a couple of free throws.
Oh boy. Yeoman's work down in the mud, getting to the offensive glass. Down inside. Shooters know where the ball is coming off, okay? Pump fake, trying to clear herself. Missed on that one. Right back up like a baby bird two hands, snatched that one down and got tagged on the way back up. Just great hustle play for Maryland. They have done a tremendous job on the offensive boards. They've been able to get in there 9 times, 9-3 advantage on the O glass. And something that Brenda Freese told us prior to the game is something they had to do well.
Tomorrow, you can catch a men's hoops doubleheader as Penn State hosts USC, followed by the Terps against Minnesota. Coverage begins with the tip-off show at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8:30 out on the West Coast on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. So Mamadou splitting the pair, and Maryland with an 8-point advantage here in the second quarter. Nebraska has beaten Maryland 3 times in a row.
Some man-to-man pressure here by the Terps. The trap and rotate. Akano almost got that one. Had she come more to the ball line in the middle to take that away.
Williams, the redshirt freshman, gets it to the sophomore Hargrove.
Really good gap discipline there on the switch for Maryland.
Nisley, quick trigger 3 is nothing but net. What a game so far for Nisley. She's in double figures with 11, but the answer from Garzone running the floor.
Yeah, and this is after a made basket. Maryland putting pressure on the rim in the open floor, but Nisley knocked in 3 triples so far.
Oh, Nebraska can flat out shoot it. Petrie, the junior, putting that one in.
Nebraska 5 of 9 from 3.
Inside McLean, the footwork, her shot won't drop. Weaver grabs the rebound.
McLean needed to get that one back out and repost.
Kanoa looking for the steal just out of her reach. Hargrove all the way around twice. How did that not drop?
My goodness.
A bucket stolen from Hargrove.
Yeah, somebody had a fan on or something. Knocked that one off the rim.
Oh, and then a bucket inside by McLean and one. That is a heartbreaking series as the bucket won't drop for Hargrove. And then a 3-point opportunity on the other end.
Yeah, a straight cut to the weak side. And you gotta, if you're Hargrove, you gotta beat that cut there, okay? It's ball you man principles, and that's a face cut, and that can't be allowed. So that right to left or left to right, whichever side of the floor you're on, your man can't be closer to you than you are to the basketball. You gotta get there and get your hand in the passing lane. It just made it easy money right there.
And how much frustration do you think it was because her bucket not only went around once, it went around twice, doesn't go, and then immediately on the other end.
Yeah, you're going to have amnesia, though. I mean, you can't do anything about that. That was crazy. That was a crazy play, but if she's still thinking about that, then you've already lost the next play regardless, you know, whether you foul or not. Like, you got to let go of it. Hey, that happened. It's a life lesson. Keep it pushing. It's easier said than done.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not saying it's an easy thing to do.
Yeah, no
but
doubt.
you have to do it that way. You got to let it go.
So McLean on her game average in one play. 3.1 points per game.
Yeah, round and round we go. Let's see how many times. 1, 2, 3.5. Man, like what's that, the Tootsie Pop thing?
That's the shot you need to keep for a Disney movie, right? In the end, where the shot goes in or it goes out.
That's crazy.
Just out of the reach. Williams trying to hit Nisley, who's got 11 points. Keeping Nebraska in this one with 3 made 3 balls. But instead, it is a turnover. Britt Prince back onto the floor for Nebraska. Their leading scorer has only 1 shot attempt in this game. She's guarding Rainey Wilson at the top.
Well, Maryland's done a good job of taking away those DHOs, and that's what Nebraska likes to run to get Britt Prince some touches. And they like to meet her also on those screens.
Garzone, that high shot pocket. Pretty good closeout from Weaver, and it did not matter.
Yeah, that's a moon ball. Her early release is so good. But at 6'2", right, to have that high release.
Oh, what a hustle. Excellent defense getting in the lane, but Britt Prince did not die on the play, and Nebraska comes away with it.
Hustle. Tell both teams really fighting for some traction in the win column in this one for sure.
Weaver gets impeded on the baseline. Foul on the floor.
She hasn't even gotten the touches to attempt shots.
Well,
averaging just under 19.
Right there, Akanoa navigating that screen and then hands it off. The defense in Prince's face.
Got that block too, wow. I mean, just really being disruptive on Prince.
This is Maria Boyko. Gets it to Wilson, feet set, and another offensive rebound. The second chance points adding up, and the paint points as well for Maryland. Inside, Boyko, Prince with a deflection.
Send that a little quicker on the slip. The defense kind of collapsed. Prince got a piece of it.
Inside, Fisher, no. And cleared away by Walker.
Good patience here by Maryland, still going with that 4 out, 1 in, giving space for Okonowa to attack.
Spinning, she's down 5 on 4 if the Huskers want to push. And they do. Oh, what a nice job racketing there by Poffenbarger.
Well, Prince on that possession shouldn't have given it up because Okonowa was trailing the play. She should have attacked because when she's alive and on her as a primary defender, these kinds of things happen. A block shot up top, keeping her principle of verticality intact. She had those 2 fouls, Okonowa does, so she played that with some intelligence. But I tell you what, if my primary match was Okonowa and she fell down and I had the ball down here, I'm going straight to the rim, Slim. What are you waiting on? You got to go.
Nice back cut, and again blocked. This time it's Mamadou getting up. Izzy, Ozzy, Mamadou. Garzone, feet set, triple goes. A big hit. It is extended to a 9-0 Maryland run.
Brenda Freeze applauding the effort. You knew whoever was on the scout team wearing 23, they must have done an exceptional job on whoever that was, because they are bottling up Britt Prince in this game.
She collapses the defense, kicks it, shot won't go. Nebraska comes away with it. Back to Prince. 3 minutes to go until halftime. Nebraska down by 13.
Ghost screen action there. Britt Prince trying to get it inside.
A nice pass, Petrie too strong, and Maryland clears the glass again. Walker, open at the mid-range, too strong. Oh, and what hands. Okonowa lurking behind, grabs her own miss, but a foul will be whistled on the floor. I think that's against Ozzy Mamadou.
Ozzy Mamadou was in foul trouble the last 2 games for the Terps. Only played 5 minutes against Michigan State. But then right here, I mean, the mitts on Okonowa, exceptional. Too bad she missed on the floater right there, because really great effort on the defensive end all game by Okonowa in the steal column. Got another one. And her activity is just remarkable. Her anticipation skills, top tier. See a little 1-4 high set here for Nebraska.
Oof. And on the backside, Claire Johnson was wide open. Didn't see it. I mentioned Okonowa, 4 steals in the first half for Flau'jae Okonowa.
She's like Spider-Man out there, just all over the place, just zapping those wrists upside down, like she's just getting all of them. Like, it's insane. Like, so good.
So we have Spider-Man, Frog and a Lily.
All of it, you know, painting a picture.
The other one?
You know what? I forgot. But Moonball. Moonball. Did I say that? Oh, Bees to Honey.
Bees to Honey.
Yeah,
Bees to Honey is what I was looking for.
Yeah. It's a nature walk.
Okonowa, she's doing it all. Here's Prince trying to get on the board, and she does. She is automatic at the foul line. Number 3 in the nation.
She's just a flat-out toughie. I mean, her numbers have gone up exponentially from last year as a freshman. I mean, she's only her sophomore season, but she put the work in. Takes and makes 300 shots ahead of practices every day.
It was 53 free throws in a row on those 2 makes from Britt Prince, and it gets her on the board. But the answer right away from Maryland. Ozzy Mamadou down inside, looking for a bucket. Instead, Beaujean shuffling the feet, and it's a turnover against the Huskers.
I'll save you to get down low to catch that so you won't travel.
Britt Prince, one of the most efficient shooters in the nation. 3 of them at a 50, 40, 90 pace currently. All 3 from the Big Ten Conference.
Love to see that.
Poffenbarger, mid-range jumper is good.
She's found her shooting stroke. Poffenbarger right there from the nail. Gets that one to go. Great footwork to square and lift it.
Brenda Freeze has her team playing at a high level on the road. Logan Nisley continues the hot hand. She has been a bright spot. But again, off the make, Maryland in a hurry gets a bucket on the other end.
Well, that's the second time we've seen that from Maryland off a made bucket, pushing tempo exponentially and getting to the rack. Last time it was a 3-ball that went up in transition, but I don't know if it counts as a fast break point. You got to get out of the way, right? If you're not in position, you cannot make a play on the ball. You have to be square as a legal guard and defender. You can't be sideways facing the baseline. And if you can't do that, you just got to run and get out of the way and just try to get a hand up.
Good job by Maryland. Extends their largest lead of the game, under 90 to go here in the first half. 42-26 for the visiting Terrapins.
And they're switching everything, and that's what Nebraska anticipated they would see. Just a 1-to-5 switch there.
Hake, baseline, pocket pass inside, good execution as Bojan gets the bucket on the feed from Hake.
And Nebraska, a tremendous job there, getting Maryland in rotation defensively and then attacking the cross match in the paint.
Inside, Ozzy Mamadou calling for it. Britt Prince on the weak side takes it away. Pushes, gets it to Nisley. Good look, wouldn't drop. One of the rare misses for Nisley in this game.
Yeah, solid look, proper pass.
Oh, and right away, it's Rainey Wilson on the other end.
Raining threes. Now Maryland's getting into it, right? They had scored 18 paint points, and now they've balanced it out a little bit, knocking in some triples of their own. 6 of 16 for Maryland from range.
If you want to know a recipe for success, Maryland knocking in 6 first-half threes combined with their defense. Boy, that is why they have the big lead here in Lincoln.
Ozzy Mamadou switching on to Britt Prince and closing that gap. Kind of shut down this offensive possession for Nebraska. I mean, great gap discipline on those switches, showing bodies right there.
Back to Maryland, number 7.
The 3-second call will give it back to Maryland with 8 seconds to go until halftime. Brenda Freeze calling out the play. Seeing if they can get a high percentage look here in this first half with an exclamation point. Kanawa, double team comes. Garzone from long range. That one doesn't hit. But boy, it sure felt like Maryland.
This is how exceptional she feels because she's able to have that opportunity here. But it's because of Kayal pouring into her.
And continuing
that, right? And Kayal recruited me. I mean, the sweetest and most fierce competitor. And we just miss her dearly. And I know Debbie Antonelli has done a tremendous job of carrying that legacy forward as well.
So we are underway here in the third quarter. And right away, it's Addie Mack with the pick and the bucket. That's how you start the second half.
Well, it's almost a mirror image as to how Maryland began the game defensively, getting into those gaps, those 10 first half steals. That's big time stuff, especially when they're live ball opportunities, not just throwing the basketball away, but it's creating offense from your dogged defense. Maryland, tremendous. Mack getting to the rack.
Brenda Freeze clapping her hands in appreciation for the hustle, and not only that, but they set the press and force another turnover.
And that's what Amy Williams told us today at shoot-around. She said we cannot afford for them to set up that press.
Oh, Garzone with the 3-ball.
Another one. I mean, Maryland just with the complement of offense, inside and outside, just doing their best work to stay efficient. But it all has begun on the defensive end for the Terps to get that engine running.
5-0 run in the first minute of the second half. Nisley, rainbow 3, and she's got her season high, doing everything she can to keep Nebraska in it.
How about the pot of gold on that triple? My goodness.
Excellent job by Hake, setting her feet, drawing the charge on Poffenbarger.
Poffenbarger didn't like it. Thought that maybe she had received some contact and then kind of shrugs it off. But then right here, yeah, great anticipation, solid defensive positioning earned and set at the point of contact.
Nebraska has beat Maryland 3 times in a row. Last season, they outscored Maryland 46-26 in the second half. They're going to have to draw from that confidence pull it out of their memory bank to get back in this one. They trail by 19 on their home floor. Petrie dishes it to Prince, and she's got her first bucket.
Yeah, we'll see if that opens up the floodgates. I mean, she's a professional scorer, only a sophomore. Averages just under 19 points per contest, held scoreless 0 for 3 in that first half.
And sometimes it just takes one bucket to go in.
Yeah.
Get you springboarded.
And now they're putting two bodies.
Mamadou with the seal and the hoop.
Yeah, well, they put two bodies on Akanawa, and she was still able to make a play, right? Someone's going to be open. Nebraska didn't rotate two after the blitz. If you're going to blitz, you got to rotate. Have two people one pass away and then a safety. Nobody was there on that ball side on the block.
Hake trying to get it inside. Arizona's length disrupting the jump ball. Will give it back to Maryland.
Let's take a look at Garzon and how she was able to get open. Here she is right here starting on the baseline. But just keep your eyes on her. Fakes the cut off the single side. Comes off on the weak side. Cash. That was just super clean. Great execution and timing by Maryland to feed her in the shot pocket.
Their zone into double figures now. She's got 11 on 3 of 6 from long range. One of the best shooters in the nation.
Yeah, it's almost how you get open, more so than it is the flick of the wrist. It's like, how are you going to get to the spot that you want? And she set that up nicely by faking one way and going the other.
Inside, disrupting is Hargrove, but making contact with the body against Ozzy Mamadou, so it'll be a foul on the baseline. Hargrove picking up her second personal. Still looking for her first field goal. She has been stellar over her last 3 games being inserted in the starting lineup, but just has not been able to get going yet. Their zone, little up, under, pivot foot, and that will give it back to Nebraska.
We see Maryland just trying to establish the interior play, right? They've been able to stick with their 4-out 1-in offensive setup, and they've put different people as the one down inside. That time it was Yard and Garzon. Took that extra step. She is from Israel. She has that Euro step mentality sometimes, and had a little extra half step. Got whistled for it.
Prince getting Hake back door. She circles around. Kanawa forcing Prince off the line. She feeds it inside to Petrie. All bouncing around. Good hustle play from Prince. Again, from her Fanny.
Listen,
Able to get that one back.
Britt Prince made about 4 great plays in one, right? She had that fake, got downhill, committed the defense, made the pass, and then made the extra deflection so that Maryland couldn't get it.
And she's an official from her Fanny.
She's like,
pointing her way.
I love it. I mean, her mom was her coach and all the way up through, but in high school and in AAU, and said in one of the games she was sitting right behind the bench. It almost felt like she was in the huddle, and she was like, come on, you got to pick up the pace, you know? But it's a very interesting dynamic, and you see Amy Williams has her daughter, and she's coaching her on the team, so you love to see that. Mom's passing the torch.
Well, you were a mom that coached too. And again, Logan Nisley has been on fire. 5 of 8. She's got 19 points, a season high. And every time Nisley scores, it feels like Maryland with a quick bucket in transition.
I mean, it's out of the nets, right? It's after a made shot. The push-ahead pass for offense has been ridiculous for Maryland in terms of the speed.
Nisley has an open look again. That one won't drop. But boy, she has been on a tear in this game.
Nisley on a heater right now. Britt Prince knows it. Here you go, take another one. Bang! Corner pocket triple, career high, 19 points. And then Addie Mack, after a made bucket, smooches that one off the window. I don't think you can call it a fast break point, but it was certainly quick. And after a made shot, Maryland is applying pressure. And getting those opportunities at the rim after made buckets has really been a bugaboo for Nebraska in terms of their defensive transition to be there and established.
See Hargrove having to exit. She picked up her 3rd personal, so she's going to have to sit here in the 3rd quarter. Rainey Wilson, she's had some nice buckets for Maryland.
Yeah, she's really come in and made her presence felt, right, in a lot of different ways. She's been able to get on the glass, playing good defense, and a couple buckets sprinkled in as well in terms of her impact on the court.
Ooh, big screen. My goodness. That is laying a hit. Jessica Petrie.
Jessica Petrie, her second personal.
Watching the Cornhusker football team setting the defensive edge. Watch this pick.
Oh my goodness, yeah, that's a shoulder shiver. And not that Petrie's shoulders shivered at all, but Addie Max sure did, both of them.
Well, and to be fair to Petrie, nothing about that was dirty. That was almost a great screen. It was just a beat where she didn't get her feet set. And that's just a bigger, stronger player. But
yeah, absolutely. But
good on Mac to pop up. That was a solid hit.
Yeah, but somebody's got to call that screen too, so she didn't get shivered like that. That was quite massive.
Their zone. That's a fly. No good. Johnson up, under. Oh, and that one pops out. Nebraska's had some tough rolls.
Run them off the three-point line. If that happens, you better finish downstairs right there at the rim. Unlucky on that one.
Oh, again, Rainey Wilson, the 5'10 freshman out of Wisconsin, has lit it up coming off the bench. She's in double figures with 11. But Petrie, right back at you. The quick answer.
Yeah, that's how you break a press, right? Send it to that weak side on the back end. And force that defensive transition to rotate properly.
McLean trying to back down Petrie. Up, under, takes the contact. No whistle. Ball bouncing around, and it is Eliza Maupin who clears it. She's got it back in her hands.
Man.
Takes off to the hoop, and it's split Croatia.
Terrapins in the bonus.
And in the bonus, so
Number 9,
she gets a little sugar for getting pushed to the ground. She gets to go and shoot a couple of free throws.
It's not a place where she has found much success this season. Continuing to work hard on that, though. She has struggled 56% from the floor, but only 54% from the free throw line this season.
You can hear the crowd going nuts. They wanted their free chicken. She missed the first.
Nuggets.
But in the second half, Chick-fil-A will give every fan a free chicken sandwich here if the opponent misses 2 free throws in a row. That one bounced all the way around and in.
That was an 8-piece nugget or something like that. A whole sandwich. That's a good deal.
Ooh, Mamadou gets into the lane, and with her body control, I know Kennedy Williams' feet were set, but I think that Akanawa was able to split it.
Yeah, take a look right here. Here's Akanawa. There's Kennedy. She knew that Akanawa was coming, and Akanawa saw Kennedy Williams set up. Did a little side step and caught her on the hip.
Akanawa, what a game. She really set here in Lincoln for Maryland. She had a 9-0 run in the first quarter. That's her first point since then. She's in doubles now. She's got 11 on the 2 free throws. But defensively, she's matched up with Britt Prince a lot and has really kept her under control.
Yeah, she's bobbled her up, and not just when she gets the ball. She hasn't even allowed her to get touches, and I think that is the wisdom of Akanawa's defense right there. She's not going to touch it.
Their zone, thought she had a window, instead is patient, puts it inside. Ozzy Mamadou spins, pretty bucket off the window.
Spinning and winning. Ozzy Mamadou inside. Tremendous footwork on the interior yet again from Maryland in the paint. Ooh, almost another steal for Akanawa. Just quick hands, quick feet, quick as a cat. Actions there.
Britt Prince has just been hounded by this defense. Can't get the shot off there. Ozzy Mamadou in her face. Maupin with a straight line drive gets the bucket.
Well, that's how you maximize and blow up that cross match, right? Those gaps with the 5 player.
Oh, Akanawa. Spin cycle for 2 and add a free throw coming up. That was a brilliant move in the open court.
Oluchi. Akanawa right here, sizing up the defense, spinning and winning on Britt Prince, who tags her a high 5 up top. On the shot, and just tremendous body balance right here. Footwork, got herself where she needed to go, and Britt Prince tagged her.
Oluchi Akanawa, what a difference it has made moving over to Brenda Free's system with Maryland. It is made for her, the high tempo speed.
Yeah, take a look right here. Getting a piece of Britt Prince's body, and then now she's able to go to work, get downstairs, and get to the money. And what?
Kanawa out of Boston, Massachusetts, the junior, played a couple of seasons at Duke, came off the bench, never started for the Blue Devils. Former McDonald's All-American, is transferred here to Maryland and is their leading scorer and one of the most dynamic guards in the Big Ten Conference.
Yeah, no, she's been absolutely exceptional in terms of her play style, fitting with what Maryland wants to do. Defend, rebound, and run. And she checks the box on all three of those. She and Garzone, the only two players to start all the games this season for the Terps. Bookends in terms of consistency.
Maupin has a career high in made threes this season, coming over from Kansas State, finishing her collegiate career here with the Huskers, but that one won't drop. Lucia Kanawa, boy, it's fun to watch her play.
Yeah.
She said when she was growing up that gymnastics was her first sport love. Can you imagine her on the vault, just screaming down there with her athleticism?
Yeah, I love gymnastics too until I got too tall, so I had to give that up.
I think it's 6'3".
Yeah.
Yeah, you were probably how old when you were
around
5'8"?
11. I was, yeah, 7th grade, yeah, I was like 5'8".
That's when they're like, yeah, you're going to be a hooper, like it or not.
Nope. Yeah, you got to switch.
Got to get in where you fit in, Christy.
It was fun, though. I love a good round off, you know. But then, yeah, it was too much.
Yeah, she could do it all. And Rainey Wilson has played a heck of a game. The freshman ball in her hands. Good to see her back. Took a big hit at USC and missed some games.
Right.
And she was on a tear before that.
I see Maryland already missing Smichael off the floor, a player who led Maryland in points and steals last season.
Can you imagine her with a Kanawa?
Yeah, how about that?
Oh, and it's really unfortunate. Wishing all the best to her in her recovery.
Bree McDaniel as well, who is a terrorizer defensively for the Terps, out this season. Trying to repair that knee. Wishes to both of them for sure.
Bodies hitting the floor on that possession. Roy Golbion saying emphatically, we will stay here. So Kennedy Williams picking up her third personal on the tussle. Kennedy Williams, love her scrappiness. Amy Williams' daughter, number 15 in white. Two-sport athlete, was coming off of a knee injury in high school and was on the softball team last year at Nebraska. Played 44 games.
Yeah, she was the Lincoln Journal Female Player of the Year. Female Sport Player of the Year paper locally here. But Amy Williams, as you said, it's her alma mater. She was a walk-on for the women's basketball team and said she was a 30-30 player. And that meant if the team was up 30 or down 30, that's when she would get in, honey. She would get in. But, you know, you love the passion that Amy Williams coaches the game with. And you could see that oozing through her daughter Kennedy running the one right here.
Nebraska softball already with a big win this season. They just got underway. They were able to beat Washington 8-5. Nebraska softball. And then, of course, this athletic department, boy, they just value women athletes. It's incredible. The volleyball team.
Oh, how about that?
Oh, my goodness. They were just dominant.
Yeah.
They didn't win the national championship, but what a start.
Yeah.
Danny Busboom Kelly's career back at her alma mater as well. And I love the fact that once a Husker, always a Husker. Amy Williams, the alum.
Yeah.
Volleyball side, pretty impressive. Hargrove, her first bucket. Dealing with the three personals, comes off the bench. From the corner, too strong. Oh, Kennedy Williams gets the board, takes the contact.
Look at Amy Williams clapping that up, saying out of the way. No, you love to see it. I mean, that was a great box out. The smallest player on the floor in terms of being diminutive physically, but a big heart right there, getting a body on. Coming up with a big rebound in traffic. Kennedy Williams getting the possession.
Kennedy Williams listed at 5'4". I'm not sure if that's when she's wearing her mom's heels, but love to see the smallest player on the floor get in there and grab the board.
I think 5'4" is definitely generous, but it's okay. I mean, everybody gets an extra inch or two on the roster sheet.
Second personal foul.
So that is the 5th team foul, so that will send Emily Fisher to the line, the junior out of Libertyville, Illinois, playing against her former team. She played at Maryland for a couple of seasons. Leaves the first one short. Thursday, a women's hoops doubleheader comes your way. First, the Huskers taking on the Gophers. Then the Hoosiers face the Trojans. Coverage begins at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. And this has been a dominant performance by Maryland.
No one works harder than Autumn Johnson on combing through all that with a fine-tooth comb and figuring out and prognosticating. But now we're getting into the thick of it. 6 regular season games left for most teams, and Big Ten tournament coming up in Indianapolis. Just a short calendar month away.
Prince taking their zone off the bounce and getting a 3-point opportunity.
Listen, Britt Prince, I've been waiting all day to say a little raspberry beret on this one. A little cross match, got downhill. Garzone turned her hip, opened the door. And Britt Prince was able to get right to the rack and finish with contact. And she has just had a tough time. She's seen so many different defensive looks in this game. I mean, whenever she gets by her primary match, she's got someone in the way of her getting downhill, but that time she was able to rip and go and complete the play.
And I like this timeout, get her a little extra time here before the 4th quarter to get a drink and settle with just 3 seconds to go. Nebraska extending their defense, and so we will head to the 90s where he started learning the game at the high level as a practice player. And boy, he's been the sports information director here. Some of the best notes in the business, Christy.
Absolutely. It was really fun to hear him tell that story to us today at Shoot Around. And he said, hey, I was here before Amy Williams was. I was a practice player. We were like, no way. I thought that was an awesome story.
As we said, once a Husker, always a Husker.
Yeah.
He certainly has played a big part in growing the women's game here in Lincoln.
Takes a lot of pride in his notes and really concise with everything that he puts in them for us. We appreciate that. Well, back screen trying to get Britt Prince clear, but Addie Mack staying detailed defensively and not giving up an open cut.
Prince with 7 points. Here's Nisley. She's been red hot, and that is a career high. And the first ever 20-point game for Logan Nisley. Have yourself a day, kid. She's got 22.
Yeah, she's been cashing out. I mean, just tremendous.
Flipped inside. Addie Mack leaves it short. Now look at her get up and deny Britt Prince the ball.
Yeah, I mean, she's been really good in terms of her improvement and evolution as a player. And sometimes it takes some time for younger players to get some continuity, but she's been able to find it.
Makes triple is off the mark. Here is Mack, the freshman. Good decision. Garzone bounces it inside, and the high offering off the window from Ozzy Mamadou.
Yeah, you got to help the helper and be on a string on the backside.
Nisley, why not?
Yeah, let that thing fly, especially Britt Prince sitting on 7 points right now to start the 4th quarter, averaging 19. So Nisley has been able to try to make up the difference there in the lack of productivity by Prince.
Nisley's had 6 threes go down. This is Hake taking contact and earning a couple of free throws.
Logan Nisley has been on point. Look at her making a proper read. There was a switch, and then here's that 3, falling yet again, 6 of them to be precise. Really great offense, productivity that she has been able to pour into this team has really been fun to watch, but she needs others to step up here. Still plenty of time to make a push. They've got to obviously get the defensive stops and then get some balance going on the offensive end. Setting good screens is what Nebraska does well, but Maryland has been able to take those touches away off those screens.
Double dribble.
Double dribble from Mack.
Nebraska
We'll give it back
basketball.
to Nebraska.
Huskers, number 33, Amaya Hargrove.
Brenda Freeze incredulously looking out there on the court saying, come on now, did that just happen? Hands on the hip. It's that and hands to the temple are the two things that coaches do when things happen that aren't supposed to happen out there.
And when that happens at the same time, one on the hip, one on the temple, you know you've got problems as a player.
Not good. It's not a good combo. I used to tap my temple, trying to get the vein down. I'm telling you. It's stressful.
Don't pop the vein. Here's Hargrove, one on the shot clock, recognizes it, but her three won't go. And, on the rebound attempt, Nisley will be whistled for the foul. Now, Nisley, since being inserted into the starting lineup, she started 11 straight games. And heading into today, she was shooting from deep as a starter 45%. So really stretching the floor. And today, she's 6 of 11.
Yeah, I mean, just incredible. I mean, both teams have made 8 threes. She's made 6, obviously, to your point. But, boy, she's just been able to open up the floor. And you're looking at that. Both teams pretty much shooting the same from 3. 8 of 22 for Nebraska, 8 of 23 for the Terps. But it's been the paint. Right, that's been the difference maker for Maryland, 42-18 advantage in paint points. And that's what Nebraska hasn't been able to produce, paint points.
It has been dominant. A hip chuck called against Hoffenbarger.
It's 4, I believe, on Hoffenbarger.
Report personal foul, team second. Checking in for Maryland, number 8, Kendall Walker, number 10, Aaron McLean. Number 12, Yardage
Discussing it with Brenda Freeze. What do you see?
Let's see. She said she didn't touch her. And, oh, well, it wasn't a lot. I mean, there was like a skimming, but I tell you what'll save that. Get your foot on that baseline. That left foot, get your body, beat her to the spot. And now there's no question whatsoever. Even if the offense is the one who makes the contact, you're still in legal guarding position.
Prince flukes it up and it won't drop. And Maryland. Walker leading the break, puts on the brakes, and they'll run their offense.
Mira McLean trying to get that lob going, and Nebraska's done a better job of bringing someone over as a low man to disallow that touch. Maryland was getting that touch in that first quarter early on, that lob. Nebraska's done a good job of correcting that situation.
So a timeout from here in.
Work ahead of them to complete, and they did have the gauntlet that Brenda Freeze called it there. I mean, they had some injuries that racked up, shortened their rotation, especially on the perimeter. But now they're getting some of their players back and getting some of their other players firing on all cylinders when it comes to knocking in shots. Hoffenbarger, one of them, extending the floor, getting her threes to fall. Garzone getting her threes down, but it's been the defense for me. I think that's been the difference maker. I mean, Maryland had lost 5 of 6 games. And 3 of those were at home. So it was really tough. You know, those overtime games, the Iowa game that was a single overtime, and then that Washington loss was a double overtime in the next one. So it was just kind of deflating, if you will, but they were able to pull themselves up by the bootstraps. And Brenda Freeze says, hey, we're not looking at that Oregon film, and we're going to look at some games where we found ourselves being successful at what we do. It's the same players. She was like, look, that's us. Look at us doing great stuff. And I think that flipped the switch and unlocked a lot of players mentally, and I think that was a great approach.
Yeah, sometimes as a coach, you got to just keep moving forward. What's going to have your team playing their best basketball?
Yeah.
Confidence is huge.
Remind them.
Inside, Hargrove gets denied. Williams getting her big paw up there. The 6'2" redshirt freshman out of Billings, Montana, rising up.
A big-time block here. Bree Williams staying vertical and gets all ball, disallowing that one. A big block up top, clean.
Speaking of Maryland, they're right there. Their net ranking is 15. They want to host the first 2 rounds of the NCAA tournament. So the final stretch of games for the Terrapins is huge.
Jump ball.
They've had so many big wins, but boy, the difference in NCAA women's basketball of hosting the first 2 rounds as a top 16 seed overall compared to 17 and below, it's gigantic.
It's gigantic, and that's why you have to do your work now. I mean, March begins now. the race, the stables are open. You got to just go, right?
Make hay.
Make hay. You got to go, baby. But I love that right now, and that's why this game, what we talked about at the beginning of this game, the importance of it, and to come out and execute properly and sustain it throughout the game. We've seen some ebbs and flows, but Maryland just really came out of the gates with some gusto, especially on the defensive end. And again, those 10 steals in the first half really set the tone for this one.
Williams picking up her 4th personal, still just out there.
Look at those feet. Oh, she traveled, yeah.
And she forces the travel, and Kennedy Williams continuing to play very hard. Her team down. Looks
dogged defense. That's what you want to see out of your PG1, right? Get low, get those puppies moving, and cut off gaps. And Amy Williams looking for a foul on Kennedy Williams on that one. The Prince trying to get a 2-player action, and then they switch it again. 1-to-5 switch, but now you can't even feed the cross match down low because the vision was taken away, yeah.
Walker kicks it ahead, and the left-hand finish from Rainey Wilson.
And Wilson just really coming up huge in this game. 9-to-1 fast break advantage for Maryland because of their steal and scoreability in this contest.
And that is her career high. The freshman had 12. She's sitting at 13 now. Inside, Beaujean gets the nice entry pass over the top for the bucket.
Beaujean set that up nicely for the lob. No help, no low man available on the weak side. Easy deuce.
Williams looking for Wilson. Dribbling all the way around to the other side before hitting McLean. Williams, too strong off the back iron. Hargrove clears the defensive board. Inside, a little bit too much. Williams getting physical.
She was trying to stay loose inside.
Maryland foul number 43.
That's what you need to do as a post player. The offensive players, they crave that contact so they can hold the seal and sit down in there and lock in. But if you're defending that, you can't give them that contact. That's the chess match of it all, right? Can you do the 2-step and get away and get your hand in the passing lane and try to be disruptive that way? But you can't sit and have a patty cake fight down there. You gotta, they want that contact, you don't, right?
Prince circles to the baseline on the out-of-bounds play. Can't get the shot off. Reverses it over to Hake. She pulls the baseline jumper. Might have been tipped there by Wilson. She's got good length at 5'10", and now she has the ball in her hands.
She's been aggressive. Trying to get reestablished here offensively. Offenbarger rejecting that high ball screen in the middle third.
So time and score for Maryland. They want to take time off that shot clock and then go about now. 6 on the shot clock.
They tried for a split of that horn set there. Offenbarger was on that weak side corner. She's got 4 fouls, and she probably just fouled out there and should have just gotten back.
Yeah, that's always one. You miss the shot, and then you attack, trying to disrupt the outlet pass, and it's right in front of the officials right here, even if it's very limited contact.
Get out of there, man. Oh, my God. You got to get out. You got to, especially if you have 4 fouls. And I know the score is what it is. It's not even about that. It's about, man, you just got back in the game after having to take a seat with 4 fouls. And you want to stay out here? I mean, yeah, you just got to let that one go. I mean, the court's 94 feet long. You're at 93 feet away from the hoop. Up big. Just go ahead and drop back.
And she finishes 8 points, 9 rebounds in her mom's hometown. And the ball reversed. Hake with the jumper from deep.
Assisted by Kennedy Williams.
Reestablishing and organizing here in the quarter court. Maryland's second unit on the court, and just not good connectivity on that one.
So a couple of stars for Maryland today. There's been excellent balance. 4 different players in double figures. Welson, we mentioned, a career high with 13. Conwell with 14, 9 coming in the first quarter. Gerzone, the sharpshooter, with 11 points. And 16 for Ozzy Mamadou. Her career high is 18, so she's got a chance. There's Hargrove with the bucket to pull within 18 here. Just over 2 minutes to go. So Amy Williams on a 7-0 run, wanting her team to continue to play hard. All of these points margin of victory, everything is accounted, so you do need to play all the way to the final buzzer. And Nebraska, you look at this and you're just like, oh boy, it just continues, the schedule.
Yeah.
The Big Ten Conference.
Well, that's what you want, right? You want to test your wares against the best.
For Maryland, they just went through an extremely difficult stretch of teams in the top 25 of the net rankings. They've got Penn State up next, and then at number 9, Ohio State, who's playing as well as anybody. They're hoping to get Kitts back. She has been out for the last couple of weeks with a shoulder injury, making a big difference. But their guards have really picked up the pace. So this is Addie Mack, the freshman, working on the senior guard, Callan Hake.
It's a great opportunity for the second unit to come out here and gain some live game opportunities. At this juncture of the season, your practices aren't that long, so your reps aren't that plentiful. So when you're afforded these opportunities, especially on the road and conference play, to come out here and earn some time, test yourself out here in real time, you love to see that for the second unit for Maryland.
Really nice crowd out here at Nebraska on this Play for K-Day. Sporting the pink to match Nebraska. The pink was matching Maryland. Had a lot of bows. Nebraska, a 3-second call. Nebraska, so well attended. It's been years where they have been in the top 25 of attendance. Just love the support that the athletes get here at Nebraska.
Yeah, always. Always a great place to compete.
Tipped away and into the hands of Hargrove. Nearly a steal by Mack. But Maryland able to come away with it.
It's 22 turnovers now for Nebraska, and Maryland, they've been able to score 23 points off of those, and that's been a difference in the game. That and paint points. Maryland's doubled up Nebraska in there, 44-22. And those steals, and 13-7 advantage with the steals for the Terps as well.
It started on the defensive end. Technical performance, that went off the window. What an angle and down, impressive.
No way that went in off the glass. That angle is crazy. For Kendall Walker.
Hake gets Williams to bite, gets 2 feet in the paint, kicks it out to Johnson, and now she'll trigger it from mid-range for the jumper.
Well, it was Maryland from the very beginning of this one, Elise, and back-to-back wins for the Terps here.
Boy, they went on the road and took care of business. A difficult road trip after losing 4 games.